What is happening? We are back live with you. JT live here in the Studio 10-4 live back in the real studio. Got my usual setup behind me and everything back to pretty much normal. Uh, Honestly, and I got to start out with this because I'm looking at the clock here right now, and I don't mean the one that you tell the time with, but the one that tells me when I might not be broadcasting. Been dealing with some technical difficulties all day, and at the last minute, an install for Windows 11 update. Great idea, right? Automatically started, and it's been going for the last, I don't know, couple of hours. So just as forewarning to you, if you're thinking about doing a Windows update, Windows 11 version 24H2 takes some time out to deal with it because it's apparently it's pretty involved. Anyway, we may drop, we may not. We'll see what happens. But not a big show today. Just kind of a quick update. See how everybody's doing. We've got next week already planned out. Talk to our current cover trucker, and we spoke a few times today. Not able to be on the show with us today because guess what? He's working. So, and that would have been Blaine. And if you haven't seen the current edition, we'll go over to that in a minute. Take a look at it because the website, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, is updated. I haven't looked at it. Yes, it is. So hey, let's take a peek at that in a minute, and I'll share that. First, I want to know something though. You guys got to help me out with this, and I want to talk a little bit about kind of you guys are watching right now. Where if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, obviously you're in that realm. So you know you guys are there. You're sharing space with the rest of us in social media one way or another. And at some point, I'm going to be able to broadcast simulcast to Instagram. It's a little more involved to do that, and it changes the appearance. So we go from the great big wide look that we have to the little narrow Instagram portrait portrait look. So that's why I don't do it. But we'll get there and we'll be able to simulcast there at the same time as well. But anyway, the just looking at stuff that's going on there, I'll get to it in a minute. But help me out with this. What is this? Explain this to me. I guess I need to push play to get it to really give it the full effect. What the hell is going on here? I don't know, man. I am confused as hell. And I'll tell you what, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because this stuff is on all over social media, right? Mukbang eating show TV, they call themselves. Anyway, I go up to the three little dots up here, and this one doesn't give me the option, but some of them do, so that you can. There ain't nothing wrong with James Brown, but some of them give you the option to X out and basically stop that kind of content from being presented to you. And my tech tip of the week for you guys is this: if you're seeing a lot of garbage that you don't want in the news feed, on reels, stories, whatever it is you're watching, X out of it. I mean, find the X, find the controls, and say, I want to see less of this kind of material, or I just X out of it. There's so much clickbait out there now. It's incredible what's going on, man. There's a ton of it, and to prevent it from further polluting your news feed and what you're seeing and the things you want to see versus what they are cramming into your feed, you have to let them know. You got to X out of it and stop it from populating your news feed. By doing so, it'll change your algorithm. That kind of stuff will stop coming in being in your news feed and in front of you in your face. Also, incidentally, the clickbait, in case you're wondering, if you don't know what that means, it's just stuff to get your attention and have you hopefully click on what it is that they're presenting to you in a post. You'll notice a lot of this stuff now says, something about somebody, right? Whatever, oh, you won't believe what happened. And it says, read the comments and link in the comments. Okay. Well, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why it's not um, in the post content or the post statement, meaning that the content that's at the top of each post that says, hey, look at so and so, you won't believe what they did next or whatever. If you put a link in there, it goes against you. It's a negative mark on your social media. It gets out less. In other words, less people are going to see it because of that. That's why you don't see links in any of 10.4 stuff anymore, because it's a penalty, basically. Now, in our case, because we are a verified user, you will see some stuff that goes out that way, and we're allowed so many per month. But that's a privilege we earned, and we use sparingly. Other posters, such as these just spam-a-lots, I call them out there, they're throwing stuff in a different way, but they're still trying to get the same message and point across, and that's to get you to click so that they can get paid. That's what it all boils down to. And they, if you start following all this stuff in the directions they want you to go, there's no telling where you're going to end up, and you don't want to be there anyway. So be careful, watch what you're doing. It's going to get especially ugly between now and Christmas, because guess what? They're trying to sell stuff and get you to buy stuff wherever they send you. Same thing happened before Black Friday, man. There was just tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff out there. Anyway, what I want to show you, though, that is cool, and it's not going to cost you anything, and it's always fun to partake in. Let me bring this up on our screen and make it part of the show now. Give me a second here. And that is our new cover and our new updated website for December. And there it is. Our December 2024. Come on, baby. Let's get bigger. There we go. And that is and Blaine, don't shoot me if I mispronounce, but Blaine Amuth, if I'm not mistaken, if that's how it's pronounced, that's how it was sent to me. So I'm not sure, but I want to make sure that's correct. And his dad, Delton, the story is on them, and of course the cab over, that beautiful cab over that's on the cover. And right now that truck is on its way up into Washington, if I'm not mistaken. And Blaine is driving, and he was just kind of heading through Montana when we spoke last. And I had to give him a warning because everything's so jacked up right now, weather-wise, in that area. The Pacific Northwest right now, my area specifically, we're enduring what's called stagnant air alerts. Yeah, I know, sounds kind of crazy, right? So it's a stagnant air storm. But what's happening up in the upper Pacific Northwest, especially because of Portland Airport, Seattle, the major hubs are up there. They're enduring what's going on up there. They're enduring freezing fog, and it's the airports are enduring some bad scheduling right now. Can't get in, can't get out, that kind of thing. So if you're flying or thinking about it or know anybody that is, let them know about that, because that's what's happening up there right now. And he's headed up that way. So, man, I hope he's safe. And I know how it is. I just looked outside here at the Studio 10.4 live studios, and it is fog on the ground, like in the Central Valley, Thule fog, but it's 36 degrees out right now, and it is just bone chilling cold out there. And it's been this way for days. And they're saying we're going to be dealing with this until sometime this weekend, maybe. So anyway, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I enjoyed mine, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show last week. That was a blast. We had a great time down in Modesto, myself and Miss Julia and her family. That's where I spent my time. The show last week was absolutely just, I think, a big hit. We had a great time. All the guests, want to thank everybody for showing up that made it. And those that couldn't be there, sorry that you guys couldn't make it, but certainly look forward to having you next time around. The Team 10-4 members, Tim and April Sieben, didn't make it. So I hope they had a good Thanksgiving, and certainly hope they make it to our Christmas event, which I'm sure we're going to have something going on there as well. Yeah, Jessica, where are you at? Jessica Newman. Same thing. Yeah. So up in the Pacific Northwest somewhere. I mean, California, a lot can be said about it that, well, many reasons why I left, but the weather wasn't one of them. And it was a pretty cool, and I mean like cool factor, not cool temperature. In fact, I was wearing, hey, Tim, what's going on, bud? Good to have you on the show today. It was great down in California for Thanksgiving. Typical, California holiday, Thanksgiving or Christmas. It's sunny, it's warm. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm digging it because up here, man, again, it was, freezing ass cold. Tumwater, Washington, man, home of Olympia beer. Nice. The drive down was fantastic. I mean, considering it was Wednesday. So, last week at this time, I had literally just pulled up to Miss Julia's front door to meet her for her to let me in and get the show set up and get it going. And we made it on time, man. It was close, but we did make it on time, and kind of went off without a hitch. Honestly, we did real good, but the travel down was straight through, pretty decent travel as far as the traffic, but going back home, man, didn't hit a lick of traffic and made it home in no time, all the way from Modesto, California. The CHP was out there making money on Highway 50, but the rest of it was, for the most part, pretty clear. But they really had it out for those folks out there on Highway 50, west and east. April, what's going on? Good to have you on the show. Yeah, we missed you guys last Wednesday. I sent you all the links. Hope that you'd make it. So not everybody could, but we'll look forward to getting you on Christmas and making that happen. More good stuff, keeps coming up about the 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show. Just people still talking about that. And if you haven't noticed, and you should have, I'm going to share that with you right now. If you go over to 10-4magazine.com and you click on that Trucker Rodeo tab up there and look at the page for the Trucker Rodeo, check this out. Well, there it is. It's official. November 7th through the 9th, 2025 in Bakersfield, California. We will be back, and looking forward to it. I don't know if we mentioned or not, but Kevin Harvick was hanging around up in the luxury suites during our event, and we're kind of feeling he's going to be there again next year. So I look forward to seeing our guy out there, Kevin Harvick, hanging around up in the luxury suites with all the VIPs. So if you guys are interested in talking about opportunities for what's going on with the rodeo, as far as sponsorships, getting involved, volunteering, or any of that stuff, give me a shout. I'll fill you in and let you know what you need to do. And as things obviously develop, we'll keep you informed at the same level as we always do, and that's right on top of it. Everybody, I mean, lots of people were prepping for sure. There was a lot going on. The house I had my Thanksgiving at, which was Miss Julia's daughter's in-laws. We hosted last year, they hosted this year. I mean, they had turkey, of course, prime rib, ham, 2 or 3 different kinds of potatoes, the string, the bean casserole, mashed potatoes, stuffing. I mean, I don't know. The list went on, man. I'll tell you, I put a little bit of prime rib turkey and some potatoes and stuffing together on my plate, and that was it. It did me in, man. I was done. One plate, one trip around, and then of course we brought the dessert. That was our contribution to it. We brought the dessert, and that was pumpkin pie from Costco and cheesecake from Costco. And if you haven't had, first of all, the pumpkin pie at Costco, pretty much I think they stole the recipe from grandma, because it tastes just like it, but it's like $6 and nobody had to sweat over it to make it. And the cheesecake, little more expensive, but boy, is it worth it. Man, that stuff was good. Some of the best cheesecake around, and it's the real traditional New York style cheesecake. It's not the Jello brand gelatin, stir it in a bowl, pour it out, make it kind of stuff. It's the real deal, man. It's delicious. But food was fantastic, and had a few PBRs and enjoyed ourselves down there in Modesto, California. Uh, Tradition wise too, I mean, we always talked about it, and we did at the show last week too, was, passing around the family, who decides, how does it get decided who goes where and when and everything. Never an easy task. They got it figured out down there though, and everybody was able to make it, and we had a good time. The following day, however, um, was a very kickback, just relax day, and we didn't really do much of anything, man. It was just kind of take it easy and chill out, and then Saturday get some firewood for Miss Julia set up. Well, she got a cord of almond wood. We call it almond wood down there in the valley. It's almond wood for the rest of you, but almond wood because that's what almond farmers call it. And in case you didn't know that, it's because how they harvest it. When they go to harvest the nuts off the trees, they shake the L out of it. That's how you get the nuts on the ground. And it's true story. That's in fact how it works. And anyways, that's what they told me when I moved down there and became an almond farmer. So, uh, $300 a cord for a cord delivered. Uh, Stacked was another $50, which is well worth it because I frankly don't want to stack cords of wood anymore, and neither does she. So, but 300, yeah, $350, man, for a cord of wood. It's no joke, you know. But the alternative is pay whatever utility, you know, you're going to have to pay PG&E or MID, or add the acronym to whatever it is, whoever it is you pay. Up here it's Pacific Power, and I got to tell you, I mean, for what I have and what I do and how I generate or use energy up here, I shouldn't be getting warnings that my bill is going to be $450 when all summer long it was $150. We jumped $300 because it's winter. Well, anyway, needless to say, I've got the wood burning stove burning brightly and keeping me warm where I need to be. The whole upstairs is, and this is no joke, man. And I've got it choked all the way down all day long. Put one or two logs on. It's 73 degrees up there right now. So God, thank you for the ability to do that. We're burning madrone up here, so hardwood is oak and madrone, mostly a lot of madrone, but good stuff. Burns pretty well. Not near as good as almond wood, though. Let me tell you, that wood burns forever and hot and clean. But the madrone's not doing too bad. I'm pretty happy with it, and it's working out all right. So what in the heck else is going on in the world, man? I guess, without diving down the big political rabbit hole, congratulations, Hunter Biden, and having your dad as president and doing anything that you ever wanted to do since you were doing it back in 2014 to not only to today, but moving forward forever. Congratulations on having a pardon. Go do whatever you want to do and don't worry about it, apparently. So some of the most satirical and funny stuff that videographers have put together have been of all of the nobody is above the law clips that have been being shared. I'm going to tell you, man. Um, I don't think Joe's done, and I think that there's more coming. I have some ideas, my personal thoughts of what they are. We'll see what happens if they do and he keeps it going or not. But oh man, what a crazy world we live in. Looking forward to next week, and looking forward to having our featured cover truck edition of Studio 10-4 Live. Again, I'll bring him up. This is our guy right here, who we'll bring into studio, and we're going to bring his dad in too. So we'll have both Blaine and Delton in the studio with us next week. But nice fella, enjoyed talking to him today, and you can't go wrong, man. And it's Amit. Oh, so it looks like I got a typo here from somebody who sent me the information, unless there's something going on we're going to learn about next week. But AAMODT. So maybe I need to read the whole story and figure it out what the deal is. If that's no, it's Amoth. Okay, all right. So never mind. I do need to read the whole story. That being said, we'll get them in here and we'll get the story from them, and that way it's the real deal, up to date, and find out what's going on. Coming up this month, Christmas, of course, and New Year's. What's everybody doing? I'm back into Modesto again for my Christmas holiday, and then back up here through the New Year. So look forward to that. We're already talking, a lot of us, about what's coming up in March, and with the Mid America Truck Show. That's going to be happening, and I think that as much fun as last year, or I should say this year's Mid America Truck Show was, we have a feeling this one's going to be as much or more. And with the change in the layout and the no more West Wing, basically we traded the West Wing for the South Wing. So everything that was out there in that West Wing, kind of isolated out on its own, is going to be now in the South Wing. And we're in the North Wing, so we're at one end. The other end of the show is completely at the opposite end. So it's just one kind of big, straight, long, run from one end to the other. And we're in the furthest of the north and the furthest corner of that building, and they have been there for many years. And I'm anticipating we'll be back there again for that. Of course, we're still solidifying all of the details for Trucking for Kids. As soon as we have a finalization of that, we will let you guys know. Everybody will know. And as soon as that happens, we'll share the information. By the way, Dougie, I saw you in there, man. Sorry I didn't catch you at the front. And Eddie, good to have you on here. And Jessica, thanks for tuning in. Tim, April, and all the other folks that are tuning in that haven't commented. And by the way, if you don't comment, then I don't know who you are. You show up as basically a number up here in the corner of my screen, kind of. And that being said, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And as I also said, be a short show today because we didn't have any guests available, but everybody's busy. They're running, they're trucking. It's that time of year, and things are occupying everybody's time. One thing I do want to mention coming up, and we will be, let's see, so that'll be the 5th, so Saturday, December 7th. I hope everybody takes a moment, because I noticed this last year especially. There was a real lack of recognition for December 7th. And if you're saying to yourself, well, what was that? That was Pearl Harbor. And there's a lot to be said that should be, and we should be thankful for, and that is that our country made it through that time and made it to where we're at today. It did land us in the Second World War because of what the Japanese did and their allies who they were aligned with at the time. But the world has certainly changed. So have all the allegiances of those that were involved at that time. That being said, it doesn't change the fact that we lost a lot of very, very good men and women as well. And we should take a moment and probably recognize that. And I'd like to say that I hope you all do that and recognize December 7th and that day. And if it helps, shoot a kamikaze cocktail. All right. And enjoy that on December 7th. I've done that before, and it didn't end well one time because I had too much fun. But I can't even tell you the last time I drank a kamikaze. But look out! They They carry a kick. And that being said, God bless all of our servicemen and women, and may they all return home safely. All right, you guys, listen, I'm going to let y'all go. We'll jump back in next week. Might just have some info for you at the end of the week. We kind of come in and go over on Instagram, on X. Follow us on everywhere: X, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Of course, you're here, and YouTube, if you're watching there, you're here. I don't see anybody watching on YouTube today, but we are on all of those, and TikTok. We'd love to have you guys be available to check us out on all those and share with your friends. Let people know we're there and we're alive and well. Appreciate all of our sponsors and everybody that helps to make this show possible every week. We will see you next week. Until then, keep the shiny side up. JT saying, I am out for now. Stay warm out there, folks, because it's cold. We'll talk to you next week.